Hey guys, so I picked up this movie called Damnation Alley, and it was re-released by Shout Factory a couple of years ago. But the original movie came out in 1977. I have not seen it yet. Um, the reason why I picked this movie is because I was looking for dystopian movies that featured a very distinct vehicle. And apparently, this movie takes place almost completely in this landmaster here. And we'll see how good it is after I watch the movie. Let's open this bad boy up. Cuts and action. Well, damn, Nation Alley. And you can see the Landmaster that I hope is a very cool looking vehicle. We'll see what happens. Oh, this looks awesome. Hey guys, I just finished Damnation Alley, and whenever I record these videos about movies, I call them review videos, but they're not really reviews. It's basically just my thoughts. So I just turn the camera on and just start talking about whatever. So yeah, I bought this movie hoping to find a dystopian movie that featured a vehicle prominently in it. And after watching this movie, I definitely got what I was looking for. This movie is set sometime in the future. I don't know who the bad guys are, but towards the beginning of the movie, you see these missiles being launched. And they're able to intercept some of these missiles, but the rest of the missiles hit the United States, all the big cities like Philadelphia, DC, New York, whatever. So that in turn knocks the Earth off its axis, and then it just creates all kinds of problems for the planet. One of the biggest problems are these bugs that I don't know if they're mutated or what, but these like cockroaches were able to like destroy and devour humans in like seconds, or probably like a minute or so. So they're really dangerous. Scorpions are about the size of a human being. But aside from that, the population's gone for the most part. Like everyone's, well, you don't really see many people. If you do see people, they're bad people. Kind of like in Fallout, you have those marauders or whatever they're called. So the whole premise of this movie is that the survivors on an airfield base, they take these two landmasters, what they call them. There's these giant vehicles, like all-terrain vehicles, and then they go searching for Albany, because Albany is the only place that has been broadcasting anything on the radio. So they take these two landmasters and then just start driving out there. And what you get from this movie, it's basically a road movie. The entire thing takes place inside these landmaster vehicles, and it's kind of like Vanishing Point. It just takes place in the vehicle as they go cruising around the country, hoping to get to their destination. And I love that about this movie. I wasn't expecting it to be a road movie. Wasn't really expecting the vehicle to be so prominent in this movie, but it was. I love it when they start talking about the technical details of the vehicle, whether it's fiction or not. At some point, they're talking about this vehicle able to climb 60-degree angles. Like the things they have to do in case of a storm. And then in order to find parts for the vehicle, they got to use semi-trucks to help salvage their vehicle. Basically things that adds character to the main movie vehicle. I love that kind of stuff because it just makes it more of another character aside from the human characters that are on screen. It's stuff like like the General Lee and Dukes of Hazzard, that the van and A-Team. Well, this one is probably even more prominent. Well, maybe just as prominent as those vehicles. The acting was definitely 70s style action, or 70s style acting, and it definitely got the job done. But there are some really cheesy lines, like when the commander is like, "Warning,
Town is infested with killer cockroaches. Repeat, killer cockroaches."
I think the acting was pretty good for what it was. I was watching the special features. Apparently, Steve McQueen was apparently supposed to be in the movie, but he was asking for too much money. It was like $2 million. Unfortunately, they didn't have that kind of budget to give an actor $2 million for this movie. So they said no to him. But that would have been cool having Steve McQueen in this movie. Steve McQueen was the star of Bullet and a lot of other awesome movies. Sorry, I got a sore throat. The vehicle, there are actually two of these vehicles, but the other vehicle breaks down in like the first 15-20 minutes of the movie. But it was made just for the movie, and it's really cool. In order to turn the vehicle, the front wheels, they don't turn on this axis. The way this vehicle turns, it turns from the center of the vehicle. So it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like this. If it wants to make a turn, the center will go like that, and then the vehicle will turn this way. Something like that. But there's a really cool special feature here called Landmaster Tales, and it has a little interview with the guy who developed this vehicle for the movie. I think he ended up selling the vehicle to somebody in San Francisco, but from time to time he'll get hold of the vehicle. And apparently this vehicle's appeared in some other videos, commercials, or whatnot. But yeah, I can't believe I never watched this movie because the Landmaster is so prominent in this movie and so iconic. If I ever saw this vehicle again, I would automatically think Damnation Alley. There is one scene where they use a miniature model of this vehicle, and that's when they feature the vehicle being submerged in the water. For those scenes, they had to use a miniature vehicle, and it was very obvious that it was a miniature vehicle. Something about the way it looks, it'll tell your eyes, and your eyes will tell you that it's fake. But the vehicle was designed to go on water, so there is a scene where you see the vehicle, actually driving on top of the water, and that scene is real. So this was a really fun movie. It's kind of like watching like Star Trek Voyager. You're on this vessel, and these people are trying to find safety. So they cruise around in the Voyager trying to get back home, or kind of like Battlestar Galactica. They're trying to get back to planet Earth. This is very much the same concept. It's them looking for civilization anywhere they can take refuge in. But if you like movies that feature vehicles prominently, this is one of the best I've ever seen in that respect. It might not be the best movie, but if you like vehicle movies, this is one of the best I've ever seen. Oh man, it was so good to watch. Like if you like movies like Mad Max, I think you would like this movie too. Anyways, the special effects were pretty dated in this movie. But I think that adds to the character and appeal of watching this movie from 1977. Is that 77? I think it is. Anyways, running time 91 minutes. If you get the copy made by Shout Factory, you get an anamorphic widescreen transfer for the video quality. And you get some more special features. You get audio commentary with a producer, Paul Maslansky. And then you get some featurettes. You get one called Survival Run, which is a look at the challenges of adapting the novel to the big screen. It's actually based on a book, apparently, which I haven't read. And there's another special feature called Road to Hell, and it talks with another producer named Jerome Zeitman, and he talks about the difficulties in making this movie and what they've encountered along the way. And then my favorite feature was Landmaster Tales, which interviews the designer named Dean Jeffries, and he just talks about the vehicle and how he helped and how he built it, basically. And then there's apparently a theatrical trailer and TV spot added with the Shout Factory DVD version. So highly recommend this movie, guys. So those are my thoughts on this movie. Have you guys seen it too? What do you think about it? If you guys know of any more dystopian type movies that features vehicles prominently, let me know. Mind you, I've seen pretty much most of them that were already made, which is why I'm surprised I've never seen this one. So feel free to put your recommendations in the comments, and I'll let you know if I've seen them yet.